In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I bear witness there is no God but God, and God is the only one who has the right to be worshipped. I also bear witness that Prophet Moses, Prophet Jesus, and Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon them, are the messengers of God, and I seek refuge in Allah from the rejected Satan. So greetings of peace, and thanks for tuning in. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you. So in these videos, we prepare for the coming of Imam Mahdi, as well as the second coming of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon them, and they're also known as the Mashiachs. So you may know, I've been watching my videos. These videos are designed and for the preparation of coming of Imam Mahdi, as well as the second coming of Jesus, peace and blessings be upon them, to help us understand this reality, understand Imam Mahdi and Jesus on a deeper level. These two individuals will be highly spiritual, much more spiritual than the average folk, the average soul on this earth. So many people may not comprehend it. So this is more advanced material for those who are more spiritually advanced. You may be familiar with this hadith of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon them. Um, it is highly authentic. It's graded Sahih, which is the highest level of authentication, and is sourced from Abi Dawood. And it goes, the Mahdi will be from my lineage with a curved nose. He will fill the earth with justice and equity, just as it's been filled with tyranny and oppression. He will rule for 7 years. So you may be very familiar with this um, hadith of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. It's very highly authentic. And it goes to say that one man, Imam Mahdi, will transform the world from tyranny and oppression to justice and equity. So how is one man able to transform the world? How is this possible? Well, we're going to be looking at how that's possible in this video. So one of the main things we need to understand is the nature of reality. How does this reality work? So Allah describes how this reality works in chapter 10 verse 4. To him is the return of you all eventually. This promise of Allah is certain to be true. He it is who originates the creation, then he reproduces it, so that he may justly reward those who believe and do deeds of righteousness. So Allah originates the creation, then he reproduces it. So we know Allah is the unique creator of all that exists. Allah created all things. Nothing exists outside of Allah. But in this creation that Allah has created, he reproduces it every moment. Let's say, I'm just going to throw a number out there, Allah knows best, but let's say Allah reproduces the creation trillions of times per second. And depending on our free will choice in this universe of cause and effect, that every choice that we make, every moment to moment, will change the outer world. So Allah says in chapter 13, verse 11, verily Allah does not change the condition of a people until first change their ways and their minds. So the first thing to change, if we want to see change in this world, is our inner world. That's our mind, our heart and mind, and our actions. Allah will not change the world until we change our inner world. So it's very important for us to understand that if we don't like what we see outside, that is a reflection of what we see in our inner world. And we need to fix our inner world to change the mirror of the outer world. And Allah does this by recreating the creation trillions of times every moment. So depending on our inner world, moment to moment, Allah will transform the world outside of us. So if we choose evil, then the world will become more evil. If we choose good and good deeds and good thoughts, good intentions, then the world will transform outside us. Now, I started noticing this once I first joined Islam about 8 years ago. And when I started praying, I started noticing my outer world was changing because of prayer, reading the Quran, doing more good deeds, trying to embody what the Quran, what Allah is guiding me to do through His laws and commandments, and through the guidance of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and the other prophets and messengers mentioned in the Quran. My life, I really started noticing after my prayer and during my prayer that things would change around me. Things become more peaceful, more harmonious. The sky would become more blue. I felt more protected from Allah. Things went a lot more smooth in my life. And this is the way we change our inner world. If we're peaceful on the inside, if we're harmonious on the inside, if we have good intentions to others on the inside, then that will reflect in our outer world. And uh, maybe if you've seen some of the legacy media that they're always, you know, promoting fear, lies, hypocrisy. They know the nature of reality. If they know if they get enough people believing in lies and hypocrisy and fearful things, that will change the world into a fearful and lying hypocrisy filled reality. So it's very important that we not listen to liars and hypocrites, that we listen to those who are close to Allah and follow Allah's guidance and commandments. So this is how one person can change the entire world. Is that would have to be somebody at a very high spiritual level. Would have to be somebody who is rightly guided and understanding the nature of reality. So Imam Mahdi fits the bill. We know that he will be the rightly guided one. We know Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him as well, will be rightly guided, a prophet of Allah, unique creator of all that exists. And it is their inner realities that will transform the world from injustice, from oppression, from tyranny, to a place of justice, harmony, balance, and equity. So it's very important for us to understand that. That's why the legacy medias are constantly producing lies and hypocrisy. And it's very important not to listen to liars and hypocrites, and that know that these liars and hypocrites will pay. They'll pay double. For Allah will punish them in double, as He mentions in the Quran. We only need to warn them. We can pray for their guidance, but not for their protection. Allah will protect the believers and those who are righteous, and those who seek His protection. That is the law of cause and effect. So free will is another very important thing to understand. That no document in the world gives you free will. It is Allah, the unique creator of all that exists. We know that there's a freedom convoy here in Canada, here in my home city of Ottawa, actually. And they're supporting freedom, which is a divine right of Allah, unique creator of all that exists. As Allah says in chapter 2, verse 256, there is no compulsion of any sort in religion, as the right way does stand obviously distinguished from the ways of error. And Allah says in chapter 16, verse 93, had Allah enforced His will, He would surely have made you all one nation, following one and the same faith. But He leaves in error him who wishes to remain so, and guides him who wishes to be guided. And you shall all surely be called upon to account for your deeds and conduct. So if Allah had enforced His will, He would have guided us all. He would have made us all believers. He would have made us do all right actions. But Allah, through His divine laws, has given us free will to choose right from wrong, good and evil, believer or disbeliever in the oneness of Allah, the unique creator of all that exists. So there's no document, like here in Canada we have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms that give us these God-given rights and freedoms. But it is not from a piece of paper. It is not issued from any government. It is issued by Allah, the unique creator of all that exists. Now the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has lifted these Charter of Rights from human beings. But he hasn't lifted God's laws. No man, nothing of creation can lift God's laws, the unique creator of all that exists. He has been tyrannical. He's been oppressive to these freedom-loving truckers that just want their basic God-given rights. But it is a law that bestows upon them. So he may have lifted it acting on the Emergency Act. He invoked the Emergency Act unlawfully here in Canada. But it doesn't matter if he lifted those. It's our God-given rights that Allah gave us free will, the unique creator of all that exists. This is a cause and effect universe. So if we show peace to them, we have a beautiful inner world within our hearts and minds and our actions. That will reflect into the people all around us within the whole world and the universe. So it's very important for us to understand these concepts and not be tricked by the liars and hypocrites of the world. that try to promote fear and hypocrisy and lies to change your inner world from to an ugly place to, that's how they want to promote their agenda. That's why the shaitan always shows his hand, because he wants you to follow him in his corruption, lies, and hypocrisy. But we need to stay close with those who are close to Allah, stay close to those who are obedient to Allah, the unique creator of all that exists, and follow the people that speak the truth. So this is how Imam Mahdi will transform the world, how one man can transform the world from oppression and tyranny into a place of harmony and balance and equity and justice. It is by the law of free will and the law of cause and effect that Allah reproduces the creation trillions of times every moment, depending on our actions and deeds. If our inner world leans towards the negative, to the darkness, to the evil, then our world will move towards that way. But if our inner world is beautiful, harmonious, loving, caring, good intentions to others, doing what Allah makes lawful, staying away from the unlawful things that Allah forbids, doing good actions, seeking Allah's protection, praying to Allah, speaking the truth, all these things will make a better world. And there's no tyrant, no amount of lies, no amount of hypocrisy can stop that. So this is how Imam Mahdi, as well as Jesus, peace and blessings be upon them, also known as the Mashiachs, will transform the world from an oppressive place, from a place of tyranny, to a place of joy, happiness, beauty, harmony, justice, equity. All these beautiful things that Allah wants for us. But we have to change our inner worlds to make that happen. So I found reading the Quran, praying, doing good deeds to others, having good intentions to others, looking at people in a better way, knowing that my inner world is my outer world, that Allah, we're all one within the unique creator of all that exists. Nothing exists outside of Allah, so we're all one in Allah. So we're all connected within Allah. We are all one. And what goes on within us will be a reflection of us on the outside. So stay beautiful inside, stay within the law of harmony and balance. Do what Allah makes lawful, stay away from the unlawful things that Allah forbids. And remember, you have free will. And if you want free will, wish free will for others. Allow people their own free choices. Allow them to make the choices if they want to choose good or evil. It is up to them. And have good intentions, be good at heart, and do good deeds. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you take Allah as your shield, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be with you. Thank you so much. Take care. Peace.